The Gentle Pine's Purpose by Candace George Conradi. It stood away from the edge of the forest in a meadow of tall grass and flowers. Each day the beautiful pine reached toward the sun, and each night it heaved a sigh of wonder for the stars that shone above. It knew somehow that it had a purpose, but what that purpose was seemed a mystery. Maybe, the little pine thought, my purpose is connected to the stars. Every day it wondered about these things. Every night it fell asleep wondering the same thing. Years passed as the seasons each spun magic around the pine. The rains fed its roots and the sun nourished its deeply colored green needles. Spring brought birds that rested in its branches and sang beautiful songs. Sometimes the pine's feathered friends built their homes and raised their babies, deeply protected within its branches. The gentle pine thought, this must be my purpose, to be a home for other creatures. Sighing and breathing in the freshness of the rain-soaked soil, it felt gratitude for the spring. In summers, the tree grew and became stronger. Moms and dads brought their children to picnic in the shade of the gentle pine. Laying checkered cloths on the ground, they ate and played ball and sang songs. The meadow was a grand place to run and play. The tree smiled and thrived under the children's laughter. During those times, the tree would think, maybe this is my purpose, to give shade to these humans. Summertime also brought great bald eagles to the meadow. Occasionally one landed upon the limbs of the gentle pine. It shared stories of other lands and things it had seen. After the great eagle flew away, the gentle pine thought, maybe this is my purpose, to provide rest for weary travelers. And again the pine gratefully sighed for the warmth and beauty of summer. Each fall, evenings delivered a little shiver as the temperature began to drop. The other trees in the distance, the ones that were unlike the growing pine, began to turn beautiful colors of red and orange and yellow. Eventually, the leaves all said goodbye to the limbs on which they hung. Sometimes the great fall wind blew leaves into the pine's branches. The gentle pine gathered the leaves within and around it. The squirrels came to collect the leaves for their winter homes. It was in the brisk autumn air that the gentle pine again thought, this must be my purpose, to gather these leaves for the squirrels so they can be warm in the winter. Oh, how the tree loved the fall. But to the pine, winter was the most beautiful season of all. It always began slowly with crisp, clear skies and stars shining like diamonds against the black, cold night. Then slowly, clouds came in and soft white petals of snow fell. At first, flakes fell lightly until each flake was joined by other flakes. Soon they all gathered together in one big blanket that covered the earth for as far as the eye could see. As the snow fell, mounds collected on the ends of each bough. The tree felt so elegant in its annual winter coat. Snowbirds often huddled around the trunk of the gentle pine. Lovingly, it drew its branches in closely to protect its feathered friends from the cold north wind. Chirping with gratitude and song, the gentle pine thought, I believe this is my purpose, to provide shelter for my friends from the storms. As the winds moved its branches, the little tree cradled the birds and rocked them into safe slumber. Winter, how grateful the tree was for winter. Time passed and the tree grew strong and tall. One fall, the north wind arrived earlier than usual, bringing changes to the land once more. Not knowing why, the gentle pine sensed that something important was about to happen. From where the pine stood in the meadow, it could see the gatherers had returned. They were once again clearing the forest. The wind whispered to the gentle pine, and it somehow knew to say goodbye to its friends. Then, quite unlike itself, it fell asleep. The pine awakened to the feel of the wind as it flew along atop a pile of other pine trees. Having been rooted and unmoving all its life, it now found itself speeding past landscapes unknown.